I wanted today to talk about what I call software engineering research under the lamppost. And what I mean with that, and which is basically the main message, as I will go through in more detail, is that I believe that we often look where it's convenient to look. And I would like to argue that either if we are looking here, we must understand how being under the lamppost actually relates to the rest out here. Or we have to be prepared to go out and look elsewhere, not just look in one place and stay there and not knowing how it relates to the rest of the world. So that's sort of my basic message, that we have two options here. If we are looking here, we either have to understand how it relates to the world around us, or we have to go out and actually not only look under the lamppost. So I don't think that the guy here will find a very good testing method that is valid for all other systems that are outside under the lamppost. So that's sort of the basic idea here. So the outline of my presentation, I will take a starting point in that we are doing applied software research, which means that I think there are some specific challenges related to being applied. I will then continue into, which is a way of also expressing under the lamppost, that we are all too often doing what I would say convenience research. We do research of what we can do research on, instead of really trying to address the hard problems and the really big challenges that we may face in industry. I will, from that, give some examples of why I think that what I mean with convenience, and I will then also argue for that there are the two options that I mentioned before. We could either try to understand how our convenience relates to the rest of the world, or we have to do something which is a little bit more inconvenient than staying under the lamppost in the light. Based on that, I would like to introduce what I've called 5 levels of closeness of industry, academia, research. How can we actually work with industry? Or I've identified sort of 5 different levels of closeness in terms of collaboration, and how close can we be and where should we be. And I'm not going to say that one is better than the other. I'm just going to say that there are very different levels in terms of how close you are, and then you may look at what you think is a reasonable level to be at, and you could also look at your own research and think, where am I actually in comparison to industry in those levels. Based on that and the way that we have done research together with industry for a large number of years, I will go into what I've called success factors, things that are needed and I think